So today I wanted to go over what I keep in my Bino harness and accessory pockets with a few caveats. What I'm showing you today is I'm guiding in British Columbia. I'm on a backpack hunt. This is not what I carry when I'm doing spot and stock from the Can-Am, or if I'm down in Van Horn guiding Audad or whatever else, right? This is the full meal deal taco stand of what I carry. I have everything in here that I primarily carry, and then I have some stuff over here that may get thrown inside as well. So I'm gonna empty this out, and then I'll go over everything as well as what may or may not go in depending upon where I'm at. So out of the gate, generally when I'm guiding, I'm carrying Swarovski EL ranges. That may change, meaning I may carry an actual Bino that doesn't have a rangefinder in it, and then I'll have a rangefinder on the side. I'll go over that in a sec. So there's that. Back here, I carry one lens wipe at least. Now this is a lens cloth with a wet and a dry. I think is Hoodman. Hoodman makes these. This is definitely the best system that I have found for cleaning, whether that be my cell phone, spotting scope, binoculars. So I've got one wet wipe and a dry wipe in here. These, when I open them up, Steven will tell you, I hand these around. We all clean our lenses and everything with them. I carry at least one of these everywhere I go. Generally, I'm not hunting right now. Back in this back pocket back here, I'll have my tag on me. I don't keep it in there all the time. That is not zippered. I'll throw that from my pack inside of that on a stock just to keep things legal. I don't know that a game warden would fine you, but he certainly could, especially if he was a real dick. Meaning once you shoot that animal and you're there, you should tag that animal immediately. So when I leave my pack, I take that and I throw it back here. Rolling this up. And sometimes I'll actually take a regular lens cloth and drop it into the bottom here of my pack. In front here, and we did a video on this already, I have a Ziploc bag for emergency water container. You can watch the video on that. And these are MSR Aqua tabs. And this accessory pouch here, probably gonna get shit over this one. I'm not a drug dealer, but this is Adderall in the middle. I don't take Adderall. Obviously I take it sometimes because it's in here, but I will take an Adderall if I have a horrible day, specifically if I'm running out of food, because this shit is amazing, which is why you shouldn't take it. You will not eat all day if you take Adderall. That is just to get out. And if I don't have any food, it also gives you hyper focus. Don't get addicted to this shit. I just keep it with me. And I would say throughout the course of the year, during hunting season, you know, that 4-month stretch, I'll probably take 2 to 4 of those, not at one time, just to get my ass off the mountain. This is Celebrex, this little white pill here. And this is Caterolic, I think. It's Tramadol or Toradol, I can't remember. Either way, it makes all pain go away. So I will take one of those on a bad pack out. Kids, don't get addicted to drugs. This is just basically a rope that's flammable. I don't always have that in there, but generally I have a strand of this. It works great in emergencies. I have one Bic lighter for sure, always. This is a Sunto M9 compass. That's either inside there or on my wrist. I carry this thing with me everywhere. Earplugs, obviously, as a bow hunter, I don't really need these. As an emergency, whether that be for the client or myself to not go deaf from the fucking muzzle brake, I'll have some earplugs with me. Sometimes those get forgotten. This is lip balm. It's like SPF. It's from Protekt. I'll have this with me. Generally, this isn't for my lips. My freaking nose drips constantly and gets raw as shit. So don't ever borrow my chapstick because this stuff goes on my nose. But I carry that with me all the time, especially at high altitude. This is trioxane. This is a full biscuit here. I don't always have a full biscuit in there. Sometimes it's just a half, but this is one of the best, probably the best fire starter I've ever used. It lights immediately in the rain, works every time, all the time. You can get this on Amazon. I think we have a link for that, but this is trioxane. I get asked about this a bunch. I wish trioxane sponsored me, and they probably should, but they have not yet. So trioxane, if you're listening, I want some money. All right, so over here, this is a rangefinder pouch. I do not keep a rangefinder in this, especially when I do sometimes when I have the EL ranges. This is the Team Easties marking panel. We've talked about this a bunch. I use this whether it be to find my shit, meaning I leave it on my shoes, I leave it on my pack. I use this for flagging people in. I use this when I use a back azimuth method, which we videoed something that'll be popped up soon, but it's just a big marking panel. And I keep that in here. Obviously, I'll also, at times, if I'm carrying normal binoculars, keep a rangefinder in there. Now, after that, people are probably watching this saying, hey, where's your elk call? Where's your, I don't know, whatever. Depending upon the situation, things will, actually I'll keep this up here, come in and out of this. This is an up post from Outdoorsman. I will keep this in here when I'm doing high country mule deer, elk, and sheep hunts, and it just goes in the side. Usually, if I have 15s, I have the bigger up post, and those 15s will not be in my chest rig, they'll be in my pack, but I'll have this up post in my chest rig because I will also attach NL Pures or whatever else to that, like 10 powers, but I'll have this with me at times in the high country when I'm glassing a ton, and it just slides in right there. What else might be in here? I use an estrus call from like Phelps Game Calls. I might put that in there. This rope, sometimes depending, this is like super thin. I think this is 1.8 millimeter reflective guy line. I might slide that in there. You might ask why I would keep that in there, what I would use it for. If I need to suspend the game meat off the ground, clothesline, I don't know, you need cord for all kinds of shit. So sometimes I'll keep that in there, especially on those real remote hunts up in BC. If you don't like the Suunto M9, this right here is a Suunto compass. Flat, I may not have this compass, I may have this. That's not true at all. I never bring this over this, but some people do like this type of compass. That will slide easily in this pocket here. It'll slide in the back. It fits in your accessory pocket. So this is an option if you don't like that Suunto M9. This right here is Protekt sunscreen. This is something I should carry a lot more than I do. This may go in my accessory pouch, or again, it fits right there. This is definitely one of those Arizona, Texas, I'm getting sunburned frequently and I'll wipe this shit all over myself and I need to use it more often. But this is the Protekt sunscreen and I do use that a ton. Right here, this is a Princeton Tech Remix headlamp. I've talked about this thing a ton. Also a company that needs to pay me some money because I've sold a shit ton of these and I'm getting out of it. But this headlamp never lets me down. It's super simple. It's got a red lens. You click it, the red lens comes on. You hold it down. It's the normal standard light. On extreme hunts, because I'm having flashbacks now, clients not bring their headlamps. So I always will have this with me on extreme backcountry hunts as a backup, meaning when I go on that stalk, this isn't my primary headlamp that's in my possibles pouch. I will just keep this in the accessory pouch. If I get stuck on the animal for a long time and I'm hiking out from the animal, meaning I went on a stalk and left my pack, I'll have this with me. Or I'll have it with me all the time, like up in BC or extreme mountain hunts, just as a secondary headlamp. And again, if I take off on a stalk, this will go with me in there as well. And that's the Princeton Tech Remix. I may have extra batteries, again, on the extreme hunts. This is a tape measure, and this is very vogue, but a lot of people like to know the size of the shit they shot the moment they shot it. I do not suggest as a guide carrying this with you. Just say the animal looks great, whatever else, but sometimes I'll carry this tape measure just to get a measurement. Again, I probably shouldn't even have showed this shit, but if you want to know the size of your animal, have the tape measure. Sometimes I'll carry 2 Bic lighters if it's in extreme weather conditions. This is just a little bit of extra fire starter. Sometimes I'll keep this with me as well. In the bottom, it can go below the binoculars. It's just fine. Carmex, just like the Protekt stuff, sometimes I'll have this, and again, it'll fit anywhere. And it's the little things that I've been surprised with of what I carry in my harness that can sometimes make or break you. When I say that, aqua tabs, obviously water's important, things like that, but the stuff for my nose or my lips or the sunscreen definitely has a little thing that you wouldn't think to carry that makes a huge difference. After that, Windicator, I don't use the powder Windicator anymore. I use milkweed. I have a mouse problem, or had a mouse problem. We've killed them all, and they got in my milkweed, and I don't have it now. So shitty video because I don't have it, but this is a new kind of system that Baker Archery Supply actually showed me. This carries the milkweed inside here. I guess I could put a Kleenex, but you stuff the milkweed in there. I actually attach this on my shoulder strap. And so when I'm up above an animal trying to figure out what the wind's doing, I'll drop that milkweed and literally we'll watch it in the binos so we can see what the thermals and the wind are doing as it's heading down to the deer. So what may seem unapproachable with the wind from my current position, as I drop that milkweed, I can watch it. And again, this is, you know what, I've got the wrapper right here for this. This is from Drawn Archery. And I've used milkweed forever. This system until recently. This is super handy, and again, it goes on my Bino harness, and I'll just grab a little, drop it out. So that will this will go on my Bino harness all the time on any hunt. After that, this is Pathfinder Survival, a different fire starter. They're little fire biscuits that are in there. I'll put a couple of those in a Ziploc bag. I don't use that one for water, and I'll keep those on me at times as well. But again, trioxane's my standard. So what else you might throw in here is totally up to you. Oh, I forgot one thing. Very important, backup rangefinder battery. I always have one of those with me as well. So other things I might throw in, an element drink mix. I might keep in there some kind of an energy powder. I might keep in my harness. A lot of guys use a lot of different stuff, a lot of gals or whatever. You can attach a gun to the bottom of Bino harnesses, things like that. But what I have in front of me now is generally what I'm gonna have with me all the time. Again, what you may add to that or take away is up to you, but definitely always keep some sort of fire starter and water purification and a backup headlamp. I strongly encourage that. After that, it's really gonna be, you know, what makes you feel warm and fuzzy when you're leaving all of your shit. Because when I have just this on, I've left everything behind. I want enough to, at the very least, get water and get fire. So hopefully that makes some sense. I'm sure I probably forgot something. But again, if you have questions, throw them up there. If you have a good idea what you carry, throw it up in the comment section. It's always good to hear other people's ideas. So yeah, hopefully that helps.